Good morning, 8th graders. Mr. Y here, obviously. This being presidential weekend, we're going to do a little listening quiz today based on a piece called A Lincoln Portrait by Aaron Copland. Aaron Copland was born in 1900 and died in 1990, and he wrote this particular piece about Abraham Lincoln. Obviously, Lincoln was our 16th president. He lived from 1809 to 1865. I'm sure you've heard about him studying the Civil War. Basically, what Copland did is took a lot of his most well-known speeches, his most well-known writings and speeches, and set them to music, as you're about to hear. So this piece is a musical piece, but with a narrator. Our narrator in this case, in this recording, is James Earl Jones. Some of you may have heard of him. He's a very well-known actor. He's been in hundreds of movies, I'm sure. Some of the most well-known to kids of your age might be things like Star Wars: A New Hope. He played Darth Vader's voice in that movie. He was also in The Lion King as I've forgotten his name, but the father lion, whoever it was. Mufasa, is that right? Mufasa, I think, yeah. Anyway, he was in The Lion King. He's been in lots of other stuff too. As you listen to this, you may have the quiz open while you do the listening. That's fine. That's probably the best strategy because some of the answers to the quiz will be in the recording. Some of them will be in this video right here, obviously. Okay. Couple things you need to know about. There is a quote of a folk song at about 4 minutes and 20 seconds or so into the song. It can be one of the choices there that I gave you, the hot cross buns. Da, 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 da. You guys know that one, I'm sure. Pop Goes the Weasel. If you haven't heard this one, all around the mulberry bush, da, 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 the monkey thought it was all in fun. Pop goes the weasel. That's a fairly cool tune, actually, in 6/8. It's fun. Camptown Races. Camptown Races sing this song. Doo da doo da 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 da. Gonna run all night, gonna run all day. Da 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 da. And Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I'm sure you've all heard that. So that's the basically the whole thing, guys. Like I said, you're going to listen to the recording. Also, a couple of vocabulary words that you might need to know. There are a couple of big words in this thing. Obviously, Lincoln was a very smart guy, and he wrote using some words that aren't typically known to your typical 8th grader. So let me just go through it. There's one time when he says tyrannical. Tyrannical is exercising power in a cruel or arbitrary way. In other words, kind of being mean for no reason. Tyrannical, that is. Melancholy. Melancholy is kind of a severe form of depression, kind of being sad all the time, that kind of thing. Lincoln was, I think, later diagnosed as having clinical depression, kind of posthumously. They didn't know about clinical depression back then, but he was a very generally kind of a sad guy. There's also a word in there, disenthrall. That's a tough one. Disenthrall basically means to set free, to set people free. Okay? This particular recording is the Seattle Symphony with Gerard Schwartz as the conductor, like I said, with James Earl Jones as the narrator. So enjoy.